Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're exploring a phenomenon that I think you have definitely encountered at some point, the woo-woo.
Oh, yeah, we all have.
Right. And we're looking at that blurry line where maybe your intuition outruns verification, trying to find a sweet spot between cosmic curiosity and, well, actual reality testing.
It's such a fascinating space, honestly, because woo-woo isn't inherently about, a lack of
Oh,
intelligence.
not at all.
It's essentially pattern seeking without breaks. Or I guess you could say enthusiasm without calibration. It happens when our natural intuition just sort of forgets to bring empirical evidence along for the ride,
We see this constantly, right? Someone confidently claiming their houseplant is mad at them.
or using Mercury retrograde as a shield against being late for work.
Yes, exactly. But beneath those familiar jokes, this actually stems from highly valid human traits, like emotional intelligence and embodied awareness.
Right, like that physical gut feeling you get when you walk into a tense room and just know something is wrong.
Yeah, that gut feeling is a completely grounded perception.
It is healthy to notice a vibe and think, something feels off here.
But the divergence into woo-woo happens when we literalize that metaphor.
Creative extrapolation takes over.
Right, and suddenly that vague tension becomes the spirits of Neptune are communicating through my left eyebrow twitch.
It's turning a random coincidence into an unavoidable cosmic destiny.
But why is that such a common default for us? I mean, what is the psychological payoff in blaming the planets for our problems?
The payoff is often avoidance. I mean, if the cosmos dictated your actions, you don't have to take accountability for your own lack of boundaries.
Or poor emotional regulation.
Exactly. It's a highly effective way to outsource responsibility.
But let's look at the opposite end of the spectrum for a second, because rejecting all of that completely and living purely by cold, hard logic isn't necessarily the answer either.
Far from it. Rigid hyperrationalism is just as maladaptive as floating away into the ether.
Right.
Like, demanding a double-blind, peer-reviewed study to validate your feelings of heartbreak is not being grounded.
It's just being emotionally constipated.
Honestly, yes. You are stripping away the symbolic thinking that helps humans process complex emotions. We need metaphor to understand our inner lives.
When you refuse to engage with anything that can't be measured in a lab, you lose a massive chunk of the human experience.
So the goal is really healthy integration, combining spiritual curiosity with personal accountability.
Take the classic example of charging a glass of water under a full moon.
Doing that because you find it to be a calming, centering ritual is a beautiful practice.
Right, it's a nice moment for yourself.
It only becomes woo-woo when you start believing that skipping the ritual will cause your cellular DNA to collapse.
Or think about the dreaded 2 a.m. text to an ex.
Oh boy.
Healthy integration is noticing that late-night pattern and reflecting on why you are seeking that validation.
And the woo-woo trap is proudly claiming Saturn made me do it.
Exactly. It transforms a spiritual concept into a shield against self-reflection.
There's actually a very practical litmus test to figure out which side of the line you're operating on.
Oh, what's that?
Just look at what your spiritual insight is doing to your behavior. If a belief makes you calmer, more responsible, kinder, and more emotionally regulated, then your intuition is integrated.
And if it makes you feel superior to others, or paranoid, or completely allergic to accountability, then you've lost gravity.
You're just floating.
The practical challenge then isn't killing your imagination, it's anchoring it.
It is about finding a grounded magic.
Yeah.
Ultimately, this balance is entirely manageable.
You can love your crystals and still pay your bills on time.
Yes, you can meditate daily and still fact-check the things you read online. Unexamined woo-woo isn't malicious, it's just very dramatic.
Which leaves us with an interesting final thought for you. You know humans are naturally meaning-making machines.
We instinctively rush to fill in the blanks when unpredictable things happen in our lives.
Because we want a narrative that makes sense. So next time you experience a truly bizarre coincidence, consider what happens if you resist that sudden urge to assign it a grand cosmic destiny.
What if you just allow it to exist quietly as an unsolved mystery?